What does it really take to be a real estate agent today? I mean, if you watch TV, you think it's all about big houses and big checks, but no, it's a lot more to it than that. And today, we're going to get into the dirt. I want to welcome to the show a friend of mine. We've actually done some deals together. His name is Eric Gross, and he's been in business for 8 years. He's been totally independent as a real estate agent. And we're going to learn what it really takes to be a real estate agent. So if you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent, or if you're already a real estate agent and struggling with your business, Eric is going to give you some of the fundamentals that made him successful. I want to welcome to the Real Estate Heavyweight Show, big shot caller, Eric Gross.
Let's go.
Sound good, man. I like the mustache, man.
Thanks, dude. I've been growing it out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the weather like out there in Tampa right now?
Super hot. So hot.
Yeah? So you look at a little tan going on?
Yeah. Yeah. My son's football started, so I've been coaching that.
Oh,
then,
cool.
Yeah. It takes it out of me. So, but I'm in the sun 24/7 now.
Man, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to people and let them know. So listen, today's topic, we're talking about what does it really take to become a successful realtor? Because, you know, when you look online, you look on TV, they make it look so easy. You know, you answer the phone, people are calling you saying, hey, come sell my house. And you go to this big, beautiful house and then you get a big check in 2 weeks. And, you know, listen, We're going to get in the dirt today. We're going to find out, Eric, from the man, what does it really take to become, first of all, before we get into that, I want you to start us off with something fun. What's the craziest deal or house you've ever been in?
Yeah, so there's a ton of them. I've been doing this for 8 years. I would say like the craziest showing I've done or like anything like that would be I had a tenant occupied one. It was a motivated seller, so he was having me go out to check it. The tenant had just jumped out of the shower. No clothes on, nothing. Like we knocked, he's like, come on in. We're like,
butt naked?
Butt naked. And we're like,
dog swinging.
Yeah. And we're like, we can come back, man. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. So he grabbed the towel and just
That's a confident man. That's a confident man.
Walk the house with us. So that one's probably
naked.
The craziest.
He walked the whole, he didn't even bother to put on a towel or anything. Wow.
So no, he put on a towel, but he didn't put on clothes. So the entire we got in and out as quick as we could.
Oh, that's right.
Entire time we're there, like he's in a towel. We ended up not buying the property, so it was kind of.
I bet.
It was off-putting to say the least.
Absolutely, man. That's crazy, man. So, look, I want to go back to young Eric Gross because I know that you graduated, you went to UC, and you got into real estate like towards the end of your tenure there. So, if you could whisper to young Eric Gross back then with all the excitement, knowing you're getting ready to get into real estate, and tell him something that you know that you've only learned going through the time that you've put in, something that people really need to know that they don't know getting into, what would you tell young Eric Gross about real estate that he has absolutely no clue about?
I got my license just looking to get investment property. The thing I would probably tell myself now would be like, just roll with what's going to happen. Because you never know. I didn't think I'd be where I'm at today. I didn't think I'd be in Florida. That was never really on my radar. There was a lot of things that I didn't know. So just rolling with the punches is the biggest thing. The other thing would be just to, trust myself, because I got licensed at 21 and I was, when I first got licensed, like I had no confidence. I didn't know what I was doing for the most part. I never thought we would be, top 1% in Ohio and Florida. I didn't think we'd be running teams. We'd think we'd have 50 agents underneath us at our brokerage. So there's a lot of things that I don't think I could have seen myself in this situation. I'm super blessed for all of it. But I think it would just be, enjoy the ride, have the confidence, and just keep learning every day.
So let's get into the ride. What's the ride like? What does it take on a daily to be successful? Because I know a lot of people talk to me about becoming a real estate agent, and I have a vision of people are going to come to me and want me to sell their house. But as you
Yeah.
and I both know, most of the work in real estate is marketing and letting people know that you sell houses. Selling the
Yeah.
house can be the easiest part of the whole gig. So,
Yeah.
so can you get into what it really takes? What's it really like when, especially in the beginning, when you may not have anybody but your friends and family list
Yeah.
to even start selling. So what does it really take?
So I worked a full-time job for my first 3 years of being licensed. And so I was doing this part-time. My first year I did 4 transactions. That was mainly like people I worked with, family, friends. My personal property was thrown in there. My second year I did 11 transactions. So I definitely increased it. But my third year I quit my full-time job right before COVID.
Oh, okay.
And I'd switched brokerages. So I went from Coldwell to Keller. And that year I did, I think 52 or 53 transactions. Because I had the time to do it. Like I pretty much committed to it. And I had a goal when I quit my full-time job of like, I just want to make 40K a year. I want to make what I was making working at a warehouse.
Right.
Like I didn't have these crazy goals or anything.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, the ride, like agents, if you ask people on the internet and stuff, like a lot of people have a negative connotation with agents. Like we're just commission collectors. It's a very easy job. Everybody watches Selling Sunset. They think it's, this romanticized idea, but it's a full business. We market. I spend a lot of money on marketing. I follow up with people a lot. Like I would say on an average day, I probably text 100 different people. And I'm following up to see how their business is going. I'm following up to see how their family's doing. I'm trying to build a connection. That's how me and my wife have built this business. So the ride isn't what I think the public sees it as. And, we wake up every day as agents and we're unemployed.
So I hope y'all caught that. He said he texts 100 people a day, and that's just follow-up text messages. These are people he's already been talking to, he's already had some type of relationship with, and he still has to nurture these relationships at a clip of 100 per day. So that's the real work of being a realtor, isn't it? Is really building relationships, nurturing relationships, because most of the time when you first meet with somebody, they're not ready to just sign paperwork and let you sell their house.
Yeah, I mean, I tell all of our, because we have a team now, like it's kind of like farming. Like you're going to plant your seeds, which is prospecting, and then, it's not going to sprout tomorrow. It's usually a 6 to 8 month timeline at minimum. And, I just closed one actually today, right before this, that I followed up with those people for 2.5 years. So, that's a really long time to follow up with someone. There was no guarantee of us getting paid. Consistency is key. Like once I started doing that, it helped quite a bit.
So, Eric, that is the big thing, is following up. How do you get the people in your pipeline to begin with? How are you meeting those people?
When we moved to Florida, we had to kind of restart. I grew up down here, but most of the people I knew didn't live down here anymore. So most of the people we got in our pipeline or into our CRM were open houses, door knocking. I did a lot of FSBO calls, expired calls, connected with investors, which is how we ended up connecting. So
real quick, for people who don't know, a CRM stands for Customer Relationship Manager. And basically it's a system, usually a software you use, that allows you to manage all the people that come in that you've talked to and what stage they are in your selling or buying process. So that's what a CRM. And FSBO stands for FSBO. That's for sale by owner. So those are people who decided that they don't want to sell with a realtor and they try to sell without a realtor. And those are really great leads for realtors to reach out to try to have them come on and be clients.
I'm a non-salesy person. I just always have been. I couldn't sell something if my life depended on it. So I'm very good with just like, I'll add value. I'd send them stuff. I'd have a little FSBO guide like, hey, if you're going to try and sell your home yourself, follow these steps. This will help you get it sold. If you're not able to, we'd love to help out. If not, we understand. So
that's a great mentality for everybody. I hope y'all caught that. He is not a salesman. He just tries to add value. And that's a key to his success. That's the key to most great salesmen's success. They're not trying to sell. They honestly don't care if you buy or not. Their goal is to add value and to be there when you need them. So, man, these are some gems you dropping on them, Eric. I hope they're listening.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and we try to add value. One thing I'll tell agents, like, especially for Florida, but any market, there are so many homes that sell every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. And I think agents, a lot of us, and I struggled with it too, have like a limited mindset. We think there's only so many sales, and if you miss out on one, you're never going to sell another home. But we've really shifted to like, there's home selling and transacting every single day. We're not going to be the person for every client. We're not going to sell every home. It's impossible. So we know that like, we're going to find the people we're meant to work with. We're not a fit for everybody. Everybody's not a fit for us, and there's so much business out there, so we don't really stress that as much as we used to.
What would you say is the biggest difference between being a real estate agent in real life and playing one on TV? Like, what's the big difference?
It's not like TV at all. So like it's not glitz and glamour. You're not just showing homes, like I said at the beginning, and just collecting commission checks. Like, you're following up with people. You're a problem solver. You have to know contracts. You have to know legalities. You have to be able to negotiate. You have to know how to run comps. You have to know stuff about properties. Like, we've flipped 50 properties over a 2-year period. Like, I can give you a pretty accurate scope on a home, which is why a lot of our investors work with us. So, and we talk a lot to new agents about that. Like, there's a lot of work to this. It is a business. Again, it's a job. Like, you have to show up every single day. You'll get to a point with clients once you pick them up that you're showing homes, and that is fun. But you have to convert those leads. You have to get to that point. You have to prospect every single day. You have to, be consistent. You have to show up when you don't want to. And the tough part about it, to be honest, is, you have to have a ton of self-discipline, because it's super easy to be like, I don't really do anything today. I'm going to sit on the couch and watch Netflix. So you have to wake up every day.
I kind of like it to like an NFL player, you put in so much work all summer, all your life, no one sees all the grind you put in, all the hours in the gym, all the food you have to eat, you don't want to eat. That self-discipline is key. And then you get to have fun on game day. So game day for a realtor is showing the property and cashing that check. That's the fun. But to get to that point, it takes a lot of work, and it's 90% work and it's 10%, even if I say 5% glam.
That's a perfect comparison. I'm going to steal that for the team. But yeah, I mean, like, you're putting in work and people don't see it. And we get a lot of people, like, we've been blessed and have been top producers for a long time. And we get people all the time. They're like, what are you doing? What's the secret to your success? And it's like, the secret is showing up every day.
Do you watch NFL?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Who you with? Who's your team?
Bucks fan. I'm a Bucks fan, so yeah. Tampa.
Grew up in Cincinnati, man.
No, Tampa, born and raised. So I grew up there for enough.
Okay, I understand that, man. I'm a Bengals fan. I'm Cincinnati's home for me. So looking for, and we actually start our season with y'all. I got my tickets. I'm flying home to see the game. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. See how y'all do, man. Y'all gotta get Baker together, man. He won his money.
Yeah.
But speaking of money, how much would a new realtor expect to make, a real estate agent? Because for everyone, there is a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent. An agent is someone who's been licensed to represent somebody to sell real estate. A realtor is someone who joins the realtor organization, and you got to pay dues and everything. And it just adds a level of credibility. And a lot of brokers require you to join the realtor organization to be a part of their brokerage. So I'm going to speak in broad. When I say realtor, I'm speaking as broadly as a real estate agent. But how much can a realtor expect to make in their first year? If, let's say, they're really grind. Let's say you have a full-time job, but you're doing it kind of part-time, maybe 10, 15 hours a week. How much would they expect to make in their first? And I know it really depends on what part of the country and how much, the houses are going for. But what can somebody expect to make when they're first getting started in this business?
Yeah, so I always tell everybody, like, you can be super successful starting out, but at least in my experience, what I have found, the majority of agents take 4 to 6 months to get their first sale. At least in my experience, what I have found, the majority of agents take 4 to 6 months to get their first sale. Again, it's like farming. You're going to take
Four,
time.
4 to 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
4 to 6.
yeah. That's what I found in my experience, and any agent I talk to, it tends to line up pretty well. But
That's
once
how
you
long
get
it
that,
took me to get my first deal as an investor. It took me
yep,
about 5.5 months, and that's working every day after work,
yeah,
grinding. Like I didn't take no days off, and it still took me 5 months to get somebody to sign a contract with me to buy their
yeah,
property. So yeah, that tracks for me.
yeah. But then once you get one or two, you start to get some confidence. You kind of understand
Absolutely.
what's going on. I would say like it's going to range quite a bit, but like we had a guy that joined a year ago in St. Pete, and I think he made 100K in his first year.
Wow.
But I've seen people, I've got people on the team that have been licensed and have only done 2 or 3 transactions. So the reason I think it matters is because it depends on that person, how outgoing they are, who their sphere of influence is, how much work they put into it. So I wouldn't put a number on it. I have seen agents come in and sell. Like I have a friend that came in and sold 15 million in her first year, and she crushed it. And I've seen agents come in and not sell anything and be super successful. So I think my first year I made like 15K doing this on the side. I think my second year I made like 40. I made about the target I wanted. And then everything since then we've been, we typically clear above 200,000-300,000. It just depends.
So
kind of ranges.
like let's say the average household today, let's say you need about $60,000 to kind of live like an average decent
Like,
life. What
yeah.
kind of activity would somebody need to do? How much time and energy would they need to put in to clear like 60,000 a year? Let's say they were in Ohio, that's kind of an average middle of the market.
So like your average commission in Ohio, I'd say like your average price point's like 300,000. So it's 9,000 in commissions. We'll assume like a broker split of like 20%. So you'd be making 7,200 a deal. So 9 transactions would get you there. So if you're doing 9 transactions, like
This guy's good at math, man.
Yeah. So you would need to have like 18 in your pipeline. I typically see a conversion rate of about 50%. And then to have 18 in your pipeline, I typically say 10 conversations leads to 1 in your pipeline. So you're probably looking at about 180, 200 conversations you have to have throughout a year, which is less than, 1 conversation a day to get to that point. So it's, it's super doable for a lot of people.
Yeah. And these conversations are usually happening where? Are they through your marketing, or are you kind of just getting out in gyms or grocery stores? Like once you leave your sphere of influence, how are you meeting new people?
It's different for everyone. I mean, I'm super not outgoing, surprisingly. Like if I know somebody, I'm outgoing.
I couldn't see that with that mustache, man. You too
I know.
You too cool.
Look, the hair's driving me nuts. I need to get it cut, but I've been slacking on it. I usually never grow it this long. So like I did a lot of investor stuff. That was really big for me. That was where I wanted to focus my business on. Open houses can be a really good way to do it. Sphere of influence is huge. Social media is huge. I think every agent, whether you like it or not, should be posting on social media. It's almost like a requirement for our team nowadays. But you can, I've told people on our team that are looking to get business, I'm like, if you want it bad enough, sit in line at a grocery store and talk to somebody. Ask somebody how they're doing. Ask how work is going. Like, wherever you can have a conversation, try to find out more about somebody. What you do, who you are is going to come up. People like to talk about themselves. So the more you talk about themselves, it's going to come up at some point, and you can kind of add it in that way. But I mean, I picked up a client down here putting in open house sign, and I had a tow truck driver stop and ask for a business card. And he's like, I'm looking to buy a house soon. So the more you get out there, the more you expose yourself, the higher chance you're going to have of somebody, having that conversation to buy.
So what would you say is your biggest challenge moving forward, right, for 2026 and maybe into 2027? What do you see as the biggest challenge in your business that you're kind of working through and you're trying to figure out?
trying to balance life with business, because this kind of takes over your life if you're not careful. And it becomes really tough to want to show up every single day. You just kind of burn
100 text messages is a lot. If you can take something off your plate, what would you take off your plate? Let's say something that can keep your business going, but you can take it off Eric's plate. What would that look like?
I will say, so me and my wife do this together. She has taken off most of the stuff I hated, which was like contracts, listing docs, back end transaction management. So nowadays I do most of the stuff that I enjoy.
So you said vetting the leads, maybe qualifying the leads a little more before they get in front of you, so you're not talking to people who really aren't serious. And if you're in real estate, you know this very well. I think any business, any high ticket business, you got a lot of tire kickers. And most of the people are tire kickers, and you got to wade through them to find people who are really ready to make a move.
Yeah, and we keep tire kickers in our CRM and stuff. They still get followed up.
Absolutely,
they're going to buy or sell, but
I would talk to every one of them though. Until they're ready, they shouldn't talk to the big man, to the big shot.
And we're honestly we're switching a bunch of stuff with our system. So Bold Trail was our CRM. We're kind of switching to Follow Up Boss because it's to get kind of techie. It's an open API, so you can Bold Trail's closed off. You can't really add a ton of tools to it. Follow Up Boss is an open API, so you can, for people that use high level and stuff, you can plug in texting Betty and voicemail dialers and a bunch of stuff to a CRM like that, and remove a lot of the, for people that are tire kickers, we can remove that or put it to AI or put it to an automatic follow up. So a lot of that stuff we are taking off my plate, just got to be too much. And then also for the team, I want them out converting business. I don't want them, calling and texting people that have no interest in purchasing a property. Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, now it's time for the fun part of the show.
Yeah.
I have a game I want to play with you. All right.
I'm open.
I'm gonna read you 4 stories, and I want you to tell me which one of them is true. All right. So 4 stories, only one is true. All right, you ready?
Let's hear it.
All right, so story A. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, so the Giant Pencil office, Scranton, Pennsylvania. In 1967, the Keystone, Pennsylvania company supposedly opened a 14-story headquarters shaped like a sharpened yellow pencil. The executives offices. Hold on. The executives' offices were said to be located near the top at the Red Eraser, while a ground floor museum displayed the company's early manufacturing equipment. That's story A. Story B. The Picnic Basket headquarters in Newark, Ohio, the Longburger Company built a 7-story headquarters shaped like one of its signature handmade picnic baskets. Completed in the 1990s, the building included oversized basket handles stretching across the roof and became one of Ohio's most recognizable commercial buildings.
Sweet.
Story C. The Working Zipper Building. This is in Akron. In 1982, the United Fastener Company supposedly built 2 matching office towers connected by a giant stainless steel zipper. During annual company celebrations, a motorized zipper pull was said to travel several stories up the center of the building as part of a light show. And the last story, the cereal box headquarters. Now, this is in Battle Creek, Michigan. In 1974, the Morning Harvest Cereal Company supposedly constructed an 8-story headquarters designed to resemble one of its cereal boxes. The front entrance looked like an oversized nutrition label, while the rooftop featured a rotating spoon that can be seen from the nearby highway. Now, Mr. Gross, which one of these crazy stories is true?
I want to say it was A, and I could be wrong, but I know there is a building that has been discussed with it, and I want to say it ended up not being finished and is still there and gets made fun of quite a bit. Is it A?
A, all right. I hope, listen, everybody out there, please put it in the comments. What is your choice? Which one do you think is the correct story? The giant pencil, the picnic basket,
it's A or C.
the Working Zipper Building, or the cereal box? And the correct answer is
No.
Basket headquarters.
It's
Yes.
Maine.
They built a 7-story headquarters shaped like one of its signatures. Now, the crazy thing to me is they put oversized basket handles stretching across the roof and became
Oh,
one
man.
of Ohio's most recognized commercial buildings.
That'd be
Who
tough.
would have
So,
known? That's
yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, look, Eric, it's been an absolute blast, man. I really
Yeah, man.
appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Do you have anything that you want to leave the young entrepreneurs, young potential realtors before we leave the show?
Yeah, I would say the one thing I think I've learned over the years is like it all starts with your mindset. So if you have a really bad mindset, doesn't matter how smart or how committed or driven you are, you're not going to be successful. So that's something I've learned. It's something I pass on to my team. Like I I would read mindset books before I'd read any entrepreneurial book or anything else. Like that's the foundation. Have a good mindset. You know, the world's not out to get you. Business is out there. There's, you know, abundance everywhere you look. So that's probably where I'd leave everybody on. Like, go into it. There's opportunities everywhere. Enjoy it. You know, life's short, and make the most of it you can.
Excellent, excellent. Look, thanks again, Mr. Eric Gross. Good luck to you in your future business endeavors, and I hope one day you can come back be on the show and give us more of your fantastic insights, man. And
Anytime, man.
hope your football team does good this year. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I hope we win week 1. Let's get it.